Hello, and welcome to episode 80 of the Sunday League Pundit Show. You have myself, Stretch, my good friend on camera, Jim Jam, and my good friend off camera, Tin Ribs. How are we, gentlemen?
All right.
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Do we have a Jim Jam this Statman Stat?
Yeah. So, a couple teams scored over 100 goals this season, which was Liverpool and Birmingham. Yep. And the one that surprised me the most was the fact that Leeds didn't. Considering he scored, this is in all competitions, by the way, because he scored 95 league goals, which is most of any other team in any league. But because of their poor cup performance, they didn't get to the 100 goals. And I suppose the other fitting thing on the 100 is the fact that Burnley are probably the first team to accumulate 100 points and not win the league.
That must be upsetting. Especially with that defensive record as well. That's got to be upsetting.
Yeah.
Because they earned that. Right, seems like a good place to play the music. Hello, and welcome to the Sunday League Pundit Show. So, the season is over.
I don't think it is.
It's basically over.
It's been over a while.
His season is over.
Our season was over a few
weeks ago.
Your season's been over since
Well, we're
November.
officially last now.
Mm-hmm.
We could have been not last before, but now we're officially last. Last. Bottom. Done, dusted. Bring on next season. Trips to Stoke, Derby, Coventry,
They've
maybe.
known that was coming since November, but, we'll act like we were surprised.
Yeah, shock.
Tin Ribs. It all came down. Look at that face. I wish he was on camera.
Everything just changed in the last minute in a lot of leagues, to be fair.
Didn't it just?
Yeah.
Now, I worked yesterday. Right, so
Well done. Makes a change.
I missed some of the football. I'll have you know, I do enough work. Missed the 37 hours a week.
Did you work, or were you just sat on your arse, just waiting, sleeping?
No, I drove all the way down to Amesbury and Andover.
Yeah.
So that's a decent.
And when you got there, what did you do?
Unload.
And then drive back, or did you sleep?
I may have had an hour. They stuck me. I got to Andover at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
and I went to book in.
Yeah.
Here's my paperwork. Do you want me to back onto the doors? And they said no. Goods in shut. I said, I beg your pardon? They said, yeah, goods in shut. I'm like, well, I've got goods for you. What am I meant to do? They said, we reopen at 7.
Oh, yeah. And this is at 5.
It's no good to me at 5 a.m, is it? I said, we reopen at 7, so I had 2 hours sleep.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my fault. And the fact that it was overtime and I was hourly paid meant I was even less annoyed about it.
They probably told you not to get there till 7 as well.
No, my message, I'll show you in a bit, my message actually says be there for 5.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they royally cocked up.
Right.
Transport planners, eh?
Yeah, who'd have thought.
Yeah.
Drunk monkeys. Anyway. Yes,
Don't
now,
get in trouble
you've
for
come
saying
back,
that.
we can continue talking about the championship.
Yeah.
Thoughts,
so
feelings, opinions?
You were messaging me what's going on.
I messaged what's going on after they went 1-0 down, and I saw that it was an own goal.
Yeah.
Because obviously I wasn't watching the game, I was driving, so I didn't know what had happened.
Yeah.
I just know that my watch went off with an alert saying that you were losing.
It literally, really good shot across the box, hits the post, cannons off, straight into Byron, who's like 2 feet off the goal.
Yeah.
Very little he was going to do. So, and then we just pressed for the rest of the game.
I have seen it since, and it was quite unlucky, to be fair.
I mean, even the playoffs were changing and stuff, because, I mean, at one point, Darryl was happy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope he slaps you next time he sees you.
But in the end, it was Coventry and Bristol City that made them last 2 spots, because obviously we knew that Sheffield United and Sunderland were
Sheffield
already
United
there.
were not going to change regardless of their result.
Neither was Sunderland.
Neither was Sunderland. Them 2 were set,
4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the relegation battle was pretty much done and dusted quite early, because West Brom were like 3-1 up against Luton, and and then that game finished 5-3 in the end. Hull were 1-1 with Portsmouth. That was about the only thing that could have changed if Portsmouth would have won that game, and I think Hull would have gone down. Stoke and Derby played a 0-0 draw. I think both teams probably knew that they needed a point, and they probably played for a point
I would say
for survival.
Match fixing. So have Stoke done for match fixing? Cheaters.
But no, so it was nice up and downs and stuff, and
yeah, now it's all sorted.
All
you
sorted.
are championship champions.
Yep. Did you see the video I sent you of the
Burnley
celebrations? I mean, that's a bit cringy, isn't it?
I mean, you would still celebrate. Although, did they really need to celebrate? Because
No,
nothing changed that
but
game.
They're going up.
Yeah, but they were already up.
We're going up.
They'd already celebrated going up.
I get that, but this is the last time they're going to get to celebrate with the fans until next season. Let them get on with it.
They-
I don't
I'm
understand what the
referring to the
problem
whole
is.
like having her on the pitch singing and everything.
Just let them get on with it. They've got promoted.
No, they'd
to the
already
Premier
done
League.
that.
No, I'm all
been
for
there,
it.
done that.
I'm all for it. Let them celebrate. Let them be happy.
A little bit cringe.
Why are we pissing on people for being happy? For fuck's sake.
I just think it's
we
really
go on.
cringe.
We bang on, right? Even on this podcast, we bang on about mental health,
Yeah.
right? And then the second someone's happy about something, we fucking drag them down.
I'm not saying they shouldn't be happy and celebrating. What I'm saying
That's exactly what you've just said.
No, you're not listening. You're doing your usual shit of, I'm going to hear what I want to hear and then go with that. I'm saying
Right then.
having a musician in the middle of the field with you singing a song is just a little bit cringe.
I don't see the problem. Let them get on with it. Let them enjoy the fact that they're going up to the Premier League.
Are you okay with Bristol City's pitch invasion celebrations for reaching the playoffs?
I mean, okay, you're happy you've reached the part. I think the pitch invasion was probably a little over the top.
I think
I
I'm
don't
going to
like-
have to. I'm
I
going to
don't
have
like-
to say I'm going to agree that that's acceptable.
I don't
Mainly
like
because we
pitch
did it last year, so
I don't-
I've got to say it's acceptable.
I don't like pitch invasions anyway. I think people should just learn to fucking stay with it.
Have you never done it?
Celebrate? No. Oh, for fuck.
Really?
Oh, no.
Why?
Because I'm not a fucking idiot.
Oh, I'm an idiot then.
You've. Oh my god.
I've
one
done
of
it
them?
multiple times.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Coppers, come get him.
I remember once when it was when we first got promoted to the Premier League a few years ago, and we played Man City, who were just champions, and we took the lead against them. I ran down to pitch side, and that many people ran behind me. I actually got forced onto the pitch because everybody kind of went over the ballard because there was that many people running to thingy. So that was an accidental.
An
Ending up.
accidental pitch invasion.
I was very quick to get back in because I didn't want to be escorted out.
And now you just don't give a shit. You'll just run onto the pitch regardless, as and when.
If it's just cause, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
not just cause. You're not meant to be running on the pitch. Pitch is for players.
That's a good point. Southampton's going to have a pitch invasion on the last day of the season. Yeah, we're relegated.
Already done it. Been there, done that. I said to people, this is probably the first time I've been relegated where I've not been emotional.
It's a bit hard to be emotional when you're the shittest team in history.
Joint shittest team in history.
I was going to add that if nobody else did.
If the goal difference is worse, is the other team worse technically? Because in technicality, on that note, we're only champions because our goal difference was better. So that makes us a better team than Burnley.
Well, in theory, I think we're better than Derby.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're asking that question because you know Derby have got a better goal difference than...
They haven't.
They haven't at the moment.
They haven't at the moment, but we do have to play Manchester City and Arsenal.
Well, Arsenal, you'll beat. Have you seen Arsenal? We'll get on to Arsenal anyway. Don't wind me up yet, Jim. Wait till we get there, please. Anyway, let's chill. Promotion, happy, partying.
I was going to say, I mean,
No
it's
pitch invasions.
a double Arsenal defeat week.
Fuck, should we just talk about Arsenal then? As we're there now anyway. Should we talk about Arsenal?
Might as well.
All right, then.
We start midweek.
Let's go to midweek. Why is nothing showing?
I after reflection, because I did say that Declan Rice was at fault for the PSG goal. I may have been a little bit too harsh. I think he was maybe slightly at fault, but not as much as I thought.
Is 12 goals too many to concede in 3 games?
No. Not if you're Southampton.
That's what we need.
That's what...
So, Derby finished on minus 69.
Right.
Southampton with minus 57.
I think you're okay. I think Derby are going to be a worse team than you.
I hope so. I'm hoping that we're just going to beat Everton and be the last team to win at Goodison Park ever.
That would be good.
Well, you've got to win somewhere, I suppose, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be you this season.
Next season, the Championship.
Anyway, Arsenal got beat 1-0 by PSG, and to be honest, I don't think either team deserved the win. PSG were okay for the first 25 minutes.
You know what?
Arsenal were okay for the next half an hour. The rest of the game was pretty drab.
You know what disappointed me more? Why did it take so long for them to rule out Marino's goal for offside? Because it was pretty obvious right from the start that he was offside.
Well, as soon as it swung in, I went, oh, he's offside. And he went, I think that's off.
I knew it was offside.
Immediately.
Yeah.
So it just baffles me how this shit takes so long. But then we know it takes so long and we know it's not fit for purpose.
And they've got
It's
semi-automated technology as well.
I heard something on the radio today and it honestly wound me up. Because they were talking about VAR and one of the experts came on and said, well, there's nothing we can do because we're stuck with it now.
Yeah.
Why are we? Why are we that soft as a society that we're now stuck with VAR? Why can't we just do something about it? Why can't we tell the FA, this is not working, this is not good enough? Why? Answer me.
What's that?
Why are we stuck with VAR?
I don't know.
Why can't we just revolt and go, this is not working, it's not good enough? We're just stuck with it. Why do we have to just accept stuff in this country? Why are we that soft and weak that we can't fight back and go, no, this is not good enough?
Yeah.
VAR is not good enough. It's not working.
Yeah.
Well, VAR technically in itself is working, but the people that are controlling it are useless. They're not good enough at it. They don't know what they're doing. They're not using it correctly. And they're getting too many wrong results from something that, quite frankly, should be a minimum of 97% perfect.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And we're what? 50-50 at the minute? Maybe 60-40 if we're lucky.
Yeah.
It's a joke. I don't think we're stuck with it. I think we should be able to stand up and go, this isn't working and we need something else in place. Anyway, it was rightly ruled out, as you say.
Yeah.
Personally, I think both teams were that poor, a draw would have sufficed, but either way. Barcelona 3-3. Fantastic game, decent result.
Yeah.
I think both teams probably deserved to come away from that not losing.
Yeah.
This is going to bug me now. It's hidden everything. It was annoying, but there you go. Anyway, back on FOTMOB. Right, so let's go to Thursday. Forest 0, Brentford 2.
Do you think it's slightly unjust the fact that potentially Forest are going to miss out on the Champions League and one of Man United or Tottenham are going to get in the Champions League?
I don't know, because if they win the tournament, they deserve to be there.
I know they deserve.
I understand what you're saying about the
logic
league position.
Yeah.
But if you win a European trophy, you deserve to be promoted in the European trophies. So I get it, but I also think that if Forest finish 5th, which is sixth, which is currently a spot, and then they miss out because of winning the Europa League. But in Forest's position, do better, finish 5th.
It's a question. Can there be 6 teams in the Champions? I'm not sure if there can be 6.
Then there's less in the next competitions. I don't think we're going to have anyone in the
in the Europa,
what's the third one?
Conference, Europa Conference.
The Europa Conference won't have any English teams in it.
Yeah,
because we've got too many in the 2 above it. I believe that's how it's going to work.
A bit crazy if there's 6 English teams in the Champions League, though.
It'd be worse if we still don't win it with 6 opportunities, because we'll be the only country with 6 opportunities.
Yeah.
So that'll be embarrassing. Anyway, Forest got beat by Brentford. Forest literally are capitulating at the end of the season. Man City 1, Wolves 0. Kind of a nothing game, really. It just was what it was. It was a 1-0 win. There wasn't really a lot else went on other than substitutes. Right, so yesterday, Saturday. We're on Saturday the 3rd of May. Leeds 2, Plymouth 1, obviously to seal the title, which we've already mentioned. Leicester 2, Southampton 0. Now, the goal Vardy scored I thought was brilliant. I thought he hit it really well, considering it was his left foot as well, and he's not left-footed, naturally. Great goal. Ayew's goal. What a dreadful free kick. Slammed it straight into the wall, just happened to come back to him. He hit it second time, bottom corner. Very lucky, in my opinion. What do we make of an injured referee and Jamie Vardy stopping your attack because he saw you running down the wing, so he decided to blow the referee's whistle?
I'm fine with it.
You don't really care anymore, do you?
No. I don't think he should be booked for it or anything
I think he did the right thing, to be honest. Because when the refs
I don't think he was doing the right thing. I think he was trying to be funny, as he does.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't think he should be booked for that.
I don't see. Was he actually booked?
No, I don't think so. But
Yeah,
some people are saying, "Oh, he should be booked for that." He's
No, I think that's
interfering
ridiculous.
with the referee's whistle or whatever.
That's absolutely
Bit like
ridiculous.
when Gaza booked the referee and then got booked for booking the referee.
Yeah, that was crazy as well. Cause
You know what I mean? Because in theory, there's funniness there. So
yeah, and he did do the right thing because the referee's injured. So,
but it's like Leicester hadn't scored at home for like 9 games in a row, and it's just like, okay, Southampton, you come along, we can stop records like that. You know, like if teams haven't won for 20 games in a row, play Southampton. That'll soon
didn't go well for
change.
you, did it? Right, we also had Everton 2, Ipswich 2. Delap was lucky to stay on the pitch. He was already booked, and then went up for a challenge after getting into a confrontation with Branthwaite in the corner.
Yeah.
Branthwaite then went up for a header and Delap just jumped into him. So he was very, very, very lucky not to get a second yellow and walk. McNeil scored a cracking goal. And then, who was it that scored the other one? Enciso. Or Enciso, what do you want to call him? Enciso? Whatever his name is. What a goal that was. So McNeil hit one and you're like, holy shit, that was a really, really good goal. Then Enciso comes along, hold my beer, and smashes one from 35 yards outside the area. What a finish that was. So there was a couple of great goals. The Aston Villa-Fulham game, which was 1-0 to Aston Villa. I want to talk about Watkins. Right, now, we all know Watkins is a decent striker. Right, or a good striker. So, do you think that missing all the big games, because he missed the PSG one and he's missed some of the cup games, so do you think missing these big games has really affected him? Because yesterday, with all due respect, he was garbage. He was getting himself into position. He was always in the right spot. He was always working hard, and he was always getting to where he needed to get to. His finishing was abysmal. He's clearly got no confidence whatsoever. Do you think that Emery has, for want of a better phrase, destroyed him?
Possibly. It's hard to say because he's obviously been replaced by Rashford, who was brought in on opportunity. Maybe he was already confident shot before that. Did Emery see something?
I don't think it's the Rashford thing, because initially Emery had Duran above him.
Yeah.
And then when Duran went, isn't it Maatsen now that plays ahead of Watkins? So first he lost his spot to Duran.
Yeah.
Now he's lost it to Maatsen or Marlon, depending on which one goes on. He's not even fourth choice. Duran, Maatsen, Marlon, the Rodgers. The list goes on and on and on for people that Emery would rather play than Watkins. I think it's absolutely destroyed his confidence. Also, one thing I would like to say about the Villa-Fulham game, had some of the greatest through balls I've seen in the Premier League this season. And there was a good few of them. There was about 6 or 7 through balls on that game that were phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I mean, at the moment as well, Villa are on the longest unbeaten home run at the moment, with 17 games unbeaten at home at the moment.
And that's a bloody good record, really, isn't it?
Liverpool are next with 15, and they're still both live.
Yeah, nobody cares about
And
Liverpool,
that's-
though, let's be honest. Nobody cares about Liverpool, because if you listen really carefully now, listen, you'll hear that really familiar sound of nobody giving a shit about Liverpool. So yeah, congrats to everyone other than Liverpool for finishing a good season. There is obviously a game or two left for Premier League clubs, but there's nothing left to play for, is there really? There'll be a couple of European spots that are here or there, but I guess we'll find out at the end of the European competitions. Right, Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 2. I'd like to start by saying a very, very, very heartfelt Arteta out. He is shite.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what he's doing. He's not a manager. I've said it from day one, as you two are well aware. Didn't want him in the first place. Didn't want him in after he'd started. Didn't want him in 2 years ago. Don't want him in now. So I've been consistent.
Yeah.
Don't want him in. Don't think he's good enough. I think some of the decisions he makes are ridiculous. I think Arsenal are getting worse as a team. I think Odegaard's a worse player now than he was. I think Martinelli's worse now than what he was.
I don't think you're even going to finish second.
This is a point that I really want to make. Arsenal this season are going to finish third or fourth in a 2-horse race. How does that happen when your manager is meant to be one of
Tottenham,
the best in Europe?
because they finished third in a 2-horse race with Leicester.
2016, yeah, because Arsenal finished second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
The scary thing is that Manchester City might finish second.
They probably will, because they've got Arsenal, who they're going to beat, because Arsenal are shit at the minute.
Have you got to play at Man City as well?
Yeah, look, if you go into Arsenal matches, PSG, Liverpool, Oh, no, we haven't. I thought we did, actually. We've got PSG, Liverpool, Newcastle and Southampton. I thought we'd
So if you don't beat Liverpool, then...
Well, Liverpool are going to beat us, because we are absolute shit. Look at our record lately. 2 wins in the last 6 games. 2 wins in the last 6 games.
Yeah.
And one of them was against the poorest Real Madrid team I've seen in years. 2 wins in 6 games. And in them 6 games, Brentford, Crystal Palace and Bournemouth were not any of them 2 wins.
Did you know? Because they showed it. 21 points is what Arteta has lost from winning positions this season.
I've written that down to talk about it.
I brought it up. So 21 points.
21 points.
And he has been getting worse each season. Granted, it's been like 1 point a year, because it was it 9 points one year, 10 points the next, 11 points, and now it's 21 points this season.
Yeah, he still gets defended left, right and centre by all his bum boys online. And honestly, it's driving me insane.
But 21 points is insane. And then, I mean, the most stupid thing is when the presenter turn around and go, where would Arsenal be if they hadn't lost the Leeds? Top, because they'd have 21 points.
Well,
it was like the most stupid
points,
line ever.
That 21 points would put us on 88 and Liverpool are on 82.
Yeah.
And
he could probably still blow the lead.
Well, we would. We were 8 points clear a couple of years ago and threw it away.
But no, that really did shock me, actually, that 21 points from winning positions.
It's beyond embarrassing.
That is
Arsenal right now are absolutely shocking. And the fact that they're second and keeps getting banged on about, what does second mean exactly? What's the difference between this season finishing second and fifth?
First loser.
Yeah, but what does it mean, finishing second? It means
First
nothing.
loser.
It means you're in the Champions League. Well, so are the fifth. Fifth are going to be in the Champions League.
It means that, in theory, Tottenham are potentially going to have a better season than you.
Yeah, because they'll win a trophy. We've got no chance of going through against PSG. We can't beat Bournemouth. The only team we've beaten of any note in the last few months is Ipswich.
I take it you'll be supporting Man United. If that Europa League final is Man United Tottenham,
it will be Man United Tottenham. Honestly, couldn't give a shit. There's nothing I care less about. I couldn't care less. My son and my best... Well, obviously, we've got a group of best mates, but my son and Spen are Tottenham fans. So, do you know what? If they win it, fair play to them. At least my son will be happy. At least Spen will be happy. I've given up now, because while we've got Arteta in charge, I've said it from the start of this podcast, and I'll say it until he goes. We won't win anything notable while Arteta's in charge, because he doesn't know what he's doing. Ramsdale, and I will fucking die on this hill, Ramsdale is 3 times the keeper Raya is.
No,
Raya
you can't say that. No, you can't say that.
Why?
Because last week you said he's twice the keeper.
Well, I've changed it because I've seen Raya again in action.
Whose fault was it?
Right. Their second goal...
No, he missed, didn't he? Did he put it over the bar? Because he tried to chip him.
Oh, that was when Raya made
Passed
another shit pass.
Yeah.
And Evan Nielsen ended up with a good chance. And he could have chipped it in.
They didn't really show the angle, but they weren't blaming Raya.
Which they should have been.
Because they seemed to blame... Was it Odegaard?
Yes.
Because they seemed to blame him for it.
Of course they will, because nobody... Even him over there. Him that's been quiet. Yeah. Well, Raya's a good keeper, right? Bollocks.
Whose fault was that? Did you see that chance? Whose fault was that?
Have you seen their second goal?
Yes.
So you've seen the pathetic attempt Raya made to say, it's not Raya's fault, that was a good effort, that was. What fucking planet was that a good effort?
The guy
all he had to do, right,
in the goal from fucking 4 feet away.
And Raya, all Raya had to do was that. And he just saved it. Raya is the worst keeper Arsenal have ever had. Ever. Hands down. He's had 5 or 6 games at the beginning of this season where I genuinely thought, fucking hell, this guy could be good. 5 games. 6 maybe. Since then, back to the normal Raya that threw us the title away last season. Absolutely abysmal. The sooner Raya and Arteta fuck off, the sooner Arsenal will have a chance of actually doing something. Because the both of them are fucking shocking.
I think you've got a few seasons yet.
A few seasons? We've got forever. Arteta's a cheap manager. They'll keep him in charge forever. They're keeping him in the Champions League. He keeps cheap players on. You think Raya's going to be on the same wage as De Gea? No, because De Gea was a good goalkeeper.
Because you just said the word forever. I didn't realise that at Tottenham last week, during the boxing, they played North London forever.
One of the boxers was an Arsenal fan. And as he come out, he wanted North London. He then went into the ring and got battered.
Yeah.
And then they played the Tottenham anthem as he was walking out the ring.
Well, the other
DJ,
guy...
I can't remember who the DJ was, but the DJ was a Tottenham fan and refused to play North London Forever. He walked off. Someone else had to come and play North London Forever.
Yeah.
And then the second that boxer got annihilated, he was back in playing Tottenham's anthem as he was walking out. Or being carried out, or whatever.
Tottenham haven't even got an anthem.
I think it's the one they stole.
Glory, Man United.
No, the other one, the one they stole off you.
When the Saints...
When the Spurs go marching in.
Oh, right, that one.
Yeah, they very nearly went marching into the Championship this year. They're lucky the 3 at the bottom were so shite.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they'd
I was going to say, because as far as I was aware, Tottenham don't have their own anthem. Because they steal everybody else's.
I mean, they do steal everybody else's. They'll be singing some version of North London Forever at some point, I guarantee it. We know they will. It's coming. But yeah, so Arsenal are depressing.
Yeah.
Trossard, I'll stand by, is better than people make him out to be. He got himself into a really good position. Headed, great save by Kepa on the line, down low. Superb save by Kepa, that was. Great header by Trossard. Good run and cross by Martinelli. But again, Arteta. We are not going to win anything with Arteta in charge. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The guy's fucking shit.
Handball or not handball? For Bournemouth goal?
Handball.
Look like handball all day to me.
He elbows it into the...
I do not understand how that is not given as a handball.
There is no way the ball comes in at that angle, hits a part of the body and goes in that angle that isn't a solid point. It's his elbow. There is no other part of his body that is going to get that trajectory change.
But what I will say is, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. We didn't deserve to win the game. We didn't deserve to draw the game.
But it just makes you wonder how, again, did we get it wrong?
VAR?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fit for purpose. But this is my argument, is why do we have to put up with VAR?
Well,
on the radio, it's here to stay. Why? Stand up against it.
Well, again, I'm going to point out yesterday, even Mark Clattenburger's weighed in on it. Leeds, once again, had a legitimate goal ruled out.
Not even happy that they've won the title. Lot.
No, because the FA have tried to fuck us at every single chance to keep us down.
It's the only good thing the FA have ever done.
But how can one team have so many onside goals ruled out?
Do you have any idea how much went against Wolves the other season, or how much has gone against Arsenal this season? We were sat on the podcast going,
I'm on about
I feel sorry for
offside.
Wolves.
No, but these are offsides. And
Yeah, but we've been screwed over so many times at the beginning of the season.
You have, but to be fair, this season you've asked for it. To be fair, so I'm no defence for you this season.
But yeah, it's very annoying.
Yeah, just enjoy the fact you've won the league, man. Forget it. It's gone now. You've won. You've won. All is well. All is healthy. It's all
I'll
good.
be pissed if they sack Fargo.
This seems really weird. This that I've heard that he can't cut it in the Premier League. He can't do this. He can't do that. How do you know? Because he was sent into the Premier League, right? He was basically.
I kind of hope you do sack him.
He was sent into the Premier League
won him
before.
for Saints.
Yeah, because you want him. But
Yeah,
he was sent into the Premier League, right, and asked to carry 10 litres of fuel in a carrier bag, effectively, when he went up with Norwich. And then they're criticising him for not being good enough.
But it's like I say,
What?
They literally went up, sold their best player for 30 million, and then bought Sam Byram in for $250,000.
Like, when he goes up with Leeds, genuinely, I think he'll get a bit of backing. I will drop my phone on the floor as well, by the way, but I do think he'll get a bit of backing. You're not going to spend hundreds of millions, and he understands that. But I don't think they need hundreds of millions.
No.
I actually think Leeds are a decent outfit, as much as I don't want to say, well, that idiot's over there, right? Because he's going to get big-headed.
You've got to think that the difference in there, where you think that Tottenham are one of the worst teams in the league, that are they a better team? When you look on paper, are they a better team than Leeds? There's a big difference in the players that they've got, what Leeds have got. So,
okay, so I'll put it a different way. Were Brest, on paper, one of the better teams in the Champions League? No, they were one of the worst, but they still went through because they're a better team.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what players you've got. If you're a better team, so yes, on paper, Leeds are a better team than Spurs are. Spurs have got better players, but Leeds are by far and away a better team because of
Daniel Farke.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because of the manager. Because Tottenham's manager is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't get him half the time. Like, his interviews are weird. His sayings are weird. Some of the stuff he comes up with is weird. The way he attacks when he's down to 9 men is weird. None of it makes sense.
Well, he plays like Aussie rules football, and that's just weird.
Doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense.
Aussie rules football does not make sense.
It's strange, isn't it?
I wouldn't even try. I don't think if they know if they
you know
can
the
throw
rules?
it. No.
Have you worked out any of the rules?
Is it the one where you've got the guys that do that, or is that Gaelic football? Because you've got like three, you've got like
Aussie
4
rules
posts
the one
on
that
there.
You've got the actual football goal and
Yeah.
the rugby
Yeah.
goal
Yeah.
above it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I haven't worked out any of the rules on that. I've watched a few games out of curiosity.
Sometimes I don't know if they throw it or kick it, or
I don't know
they
if
do
you're allowed
both.
to throw it or kick. I don't know what it is.
I think they do
it's like
both.
you have to bounce the ball when you're running with it as well.
Yeah.
don't you? God, mate, honestly.
I think they
But
play
he's
some
bringing- he's
basketball,
bringing that
some
into the Premier
football,
League.
some rugby.
He's bringing it into the Premier League and it's not working.
Then
You're
it's like,
17th. Guess what? It's not working.
do you get more points for putting it under the crossbar or over?
I think you probably get more because you have got an actual goalkeeper, haven't you? So I imagine you'll get more for putting it past the keeper.
Yeah.
Straight up. But yeah, Watkins giving away his play. Anyway, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to a break. We shall very shortly. Jesus. Hello
Hold on.
and welcome.
You moved it, didn't you?
Hello and welcome back from the break. Part 2 of episode 80. 80,
80.
gentlemen. Episode 80. I'd like to point out at this point that we should be back on audio only soon as well, because I found a new hosting site. I just need to work out how to actually transfer it over.
Yeah.
And then I can add all the missing episodes on. And
Super
we'll be back
duper.
on audio only.
Wahee.
Which should be good for the people that don't want to look at our ugly mushes. To be honest, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Anyway. What are we going to talk about in part 2? Wonderful suggestions there from Tim Rips. What would you like to talk about in part 2?
Well,
The fact that I won the results prediction.
At work?
No, on our thing, because we predicted some results last week.
We did. Where did I write them down?
It doesn't matter, I won.
You say you won.
I did win. Because I got the Man United Bournemouth game spot on. 1-1.
I wrote it on my phone, didn't I imagine.
I don't know.
No, I think you had your book.
Yeah, because you asked for a pen.
Yeah.
I had to give you a Sharpie.
So it's in there.
It isn't here then. Okay, let's have a look then. Okay, let's have a look. Oh yes, there we go. Bournemouth, Man United. You went 1-1.
And it finished 1-1.
Okay. Liverpool, Tottenham.
We all said we got the results right, but nobody said Tottenham were going to score, and he did. So,
True. And
City won, and nobody said City were going to win.
true.
So,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, you were right.
as simple as that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
Short
I
and
forgot-
sweet.
I forgot all about
I
that.
won. I didn't.
You did. That's why you didn't forget about this, because you got one spot on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm just looking and there's just nothing left to look forward to now, is there?
Well, not for you guys. Well,
No, I agree. There's nothing to look forward to.
to be fair, even in the Premier League, most of it's sorted, isn't it?
Yeah, the
It's
majority
like-
of it.
I would say there's only Villa that can even get into the European spots now.
Yeah.
So there's not even a lot to fight for at the top. The bottom's already done
Yeah.
and has been for a while. West Ham need to thank their lucky stars that Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton were so shit. Otherwise they'd be gone. So today we've got Brentford United, Brighton Newcastle, West Ham Tottenham and Chelsea Liverpool. I think Brighton Newcastle is going to be the best out of the lot. Because none of the others...
Chelsea, Liverpool, I mean, that could be all right, because Chelsea need to win.
Yeah, but Liverpool don't care now.
Yeah.
Liverpool do not care what happens in that
I
game. They
suppose
could get
West
beat
Ham
100-0, it's gonna make
Tottenham
no
could be
difference.
interesting, because obviously West Ham could go above Tottenham, I think. Can they?
I mean, they could. but
Yeah.
Is it worth it? That low?
I mean, when you think Tottenham could be just one place above the relegation zone. And yet have the best season they've ever had for God knows how long.
But it still doesn't matter, does it? Let's be honest.
No.
None of it that's like I'm saying, what does it mean Arsenal finishing second, third or fourth? None of it matters. It's just a
Maybe the stage they enter the competition.
I don't think it matters. I think our top four are directly in now because of how many we've got going in there.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, the top four are just straight through.
Yeah.
So the difference between second, third and fourth is whatever couple of million you get for actually finishing in the higher spots in the league. I don't think it's a great deal difference when you get that high. It just doesn't mean anything to these clubs now. So Arsenal are going to finish third or fourth in a 2-horse race. Yet we're still going to have all these guys bum-loving Arteta telling us how amazing he is and how well he's done with such a special group of players. I'm sorry, he's not. No, Arsenal should be better than they are. With the players we've got and the ability we've got in the squad, we should be far, far above where we are. I mean, for a start, we should have a striker. We should have a manager that recognises the fact that we've needed a striker for years. A real striker as well, not one of the fake ones.
Are you concerned that you are going to start next season without a striker still?
No, I know we're going to start next season without a striker.
Even with your new director of sport?
He's yet to be proven at Arsenal. And so far, the only thing we've done is sign Zubamendi.
Have you actually signed him?
Yes, joining us in the summer.
Oh, right.
Yay! A DM. Woo! I'm so happy. We need a new
You
keeper.
probably do need a DM,
Hang on,
though.
hang
If
on.
he's a decent
this
DM.
is the guy who, when Archie Gray went out and he's like, we need that DM, we need a DM.
That's Archie Gray. It's very different.
But the point is,
That's
you
Archie
still,
Gray.
You said you
That's
need.
Archie Gray, and there's a massive difference. He's amazing and has got 20 years ahead of him.
Just saying, you needed
He's
a DM
phenomenal.
then, but all
Yes,
of a sudden you don't need one now.
we needed Archie Gray. Not necessarily DM, but Archie Gray learning from Thomas Partey, that would be... Oh, God. That guy would be amazing.
I mean,
So
in
let's
all
talk about the
fairness,
Grays a second.
Subamendi is only 26.
Yay, DM. Woo. Is he going to play DM, or do we need to ask Arteta if he's going to play him as a striker?
I mean, it doesn't say that he's signed for Arsenal, though. Although, does it? Who knows?
So, very quickly, can we just go back to the Greys? Since we're going to talk about
Go back to the
Archie.
Greys.
So,
The Greys.
on the Monday, in the last game of the season, Harry Gray made his first senior Leeds United performance, which I believe set a record for the youngest player to ever represent the Leeds team, or at least he's the youngest Gray. The next day, he played in the National League Cup final against Sutton United and scored the winner. Not a bad 2 days, is it?
That's a pretty good 2 days for a minute.
So he lifts, essentially gains promotion, then lifts a trophy.
It's not bad going.
Not bad.
Oh, lifting a trophy reminds me. You're no longer allowed to send Solomon back to Tottenham.
No, because
he now knows what it's like to win, and Tottenham don't want him anymore.
yeah, no, I'm so happy about that.
So yeah, you're gonna have to keep him now. You've got no choice.
I'd be happy with that.
Cannot send a winner back to Tottenham. Doesn't work like that. That's why Harry Kane can never go back there.
Yeah,
it's just not allowed.
Yeah.
Okay, just so you know. What are you thinking about next season then?
I'm intrigued to see what team we've got next season.
Yeah, because you could be picked apart quite badly because you've got some decent players. As much as your record in the league doesn't suggest so, you have got some decent players. I do think Dibbling will go.
But like I said to you yesterday, if they sell Dibbling, Ramsdale, I don't know, one other player, we're talking easily 80 to 100 million.
Yeah.
If that's invested wisely,
We don't need to sign a player for 20 million when you've got players like Tanaka that are less than 5 or whatever.
3.2 million we paid for
Yeah.
Tanaka. And he is absolutely exceptional.
So what concerns me most is, have we got a head of recruitment right, and are they scouting for potential championship players in, say, the German Bundesliga 2 or, Serie B,
I know, good goalkeeper going.
League 1, the
Yeah,
lower
Ryan.
teams.
Yeah.
Oh no, you said good. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
We got linked with, we're getting linked with the Sunderland keeper at the moment.
Yeah. The only problem is if they get promoted, he's going nowhere.
Yeah.
It's true.
He's a good keeper. He is actually a good keeper.
Maybe you can sign Darlow if they get a decent one.
Nah, Darlow's here to stay. I think we'll keep Alex Kearns as our third choice. We'll keep Darlow as our second. Medley will go, and then one of
Is he going to want to stay as a second now, though? Because he's done really well as a first choice.
Because there's going to be a few
Yeah,
keepers moving in there. You've got Keller, who's probably going to sign for somebody.
Raya.
Ramsdale is going to sign for somebody. And Pope is potentially going
And
to
we've
sign
been
for
linked-
somebody.
Sam
So
Johnson.
there's Sam Johnson.
We've been linked with all of them.
Does the Ipswich keeper potentially... Are people going to be looking at the Ipswich keeper? I
Possibly.
can't think
I don't
what
think
his
so.
name was.
Murich.
Not Murich.
Oh,
the other one that's...
Oh, the
they've
one they
just
got
signed.
for baggies.
Yeah.
Palmer.
Palmer, yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
Decent, isn't he?
So you
He's
know
good.
what I mean. So, and because they're going down, are we going to be looking at him? Leicester's keeper has probably been the best out of the three. Hermanison, is it?
Yeah, he was really good
Yeah.
last season as well, to be fair.
So will he want to stay, or could he potentially get a move? So it could be another keeper merry-go-round of to who's going where.
It could well be, to be fair. It could be quite interesting the summer. Obviously not for Arsenal, because we'll do nothing till the last day, at which point we'll probably sign...
But there it
another
makes you
left-back.
think, is Ramsdale top of that list of keepers?
No.
What if Nick Pope's available?
So where do you, so we've mentioned a lot of keepers there. Third, fourth, maybe.
Possibly fourth.
Don't look at me, I wouldn't have him there.
I'm going with, it's a fight for number one between Keller and Pope.
Yeah,
Probably Pope in on the edge.
Yeah.
But those two are the clear two for me.
Yeah.
Then it is a toss-up, and I believe fairly relatively even between Sam Johnston and Ramsdale.
Okay, so then you think what team signs them? So obviously, because depending what team signs these goalkeepers, which goalkeeper then becomes available from that team?
The whole thing about Leeds getting Pope was the point that Newcastle are looking at Ramsdale, which frees him up. So,
because then you think is then Dubravka, does he want to stay a second choice keeper?
I'd kill for Dubravka. I think he's mint.
You know what I mean? At some point, does he think, I'm now probably in my prime of my career, do I want to play backup or do I want to actually have a shot
he is
at playing games?
Newcastle have had a wealth of good goalkeepers over the last couple of years.
So that's where you think about it. Now, Pope got injured a lot this season, so Dubravka's played a lot this season. Is it if they sign, say, Ramsdale and say he's going to be number one, does Dubravka stay or does Dubravka then move to somebody?
I think Pope and Dubravka will want the move if they sign Ramsdale as a number one.
Not that they're saying they are going to sign Ramsdale as a number one.
I hope we have a keeper change because
you won't have a keeper change.
Oh, it's so bad. So fucking bad.
Because then what else is out there? Kepa, is he going to stay at Bournemouth?
Is he going to want to stay he will, because he gets first team football. He's done quite
Chelsea
well.
Have got a lot of goalkeepers. You know, we've got like Sanchez and he hasn't been in every single week.
6 goalkeepers.
Yeah, they signed a lot of goalkeepers. So
they've signed a lot of everything, though, haven't they, Chelsea? They've got about 5
and
first teams.
Who signed on loan for you? Was it Leno?
No, Neto from
Neto. So he's another keeper, isn't he? Is he going to want to play first team football?
Well, he's hardly touched the ball at Arsenal, so.
And if he can't get in a Premier League team, is he then a keeper that we look at?
Possibly. I don't think he's a bad
because
goalkeeper.
He's going to be
I haven't seen a lot
keeper.
of him, and I certainly didn't watch him at Bournemouth, so I don't really know what he's like.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's decent.
So there's a lot of decent keepers out there.
Strikers, you know, the world is short of.
You know, Johansson, he's the only reason Stoke have stayed up this year.
Yeah.
Does a team look at him go, okay, he performed well at Rotherham and he's performed even better at Stoke? Does a team like us spend some money and go for him? Do Leicester then go and buy him if their first choice goes? Do Ipswich, are they going to try?
It depends how serious Ipswich are about getting, because they weren't expected in the Premier League, were they? That came as a bit of a surprise the way they.
Yeah, they were the surprise team on that one.
No, so that just bleeped.
No, I think we're still good.
Don't know. It went doodle.
Yeah. Anyway, but I think we're still good.
So it'll be interesting to see because obviously. As called again at the start of the season, I've potentially said Luton will go down and go down again and go down again. They have.
Yeah, I did not anticipate them capitulating that badly.
I didn't think it'd be quite as bad as it was.
I mean, I did say that they're not a team that I'd expect to go straight back up.
Yeah.
Now I look at the team the way that we've performed last season and the players that could go. I see us in that sort of situation that guaranteed promotion or being in the fight for it is not guaranteed at this moment in time. This summer transfer window is massive and we've got to do our transfer business early as well. So if these players aren't staying, like James Ward-Prowse when he went last season, he actually started the season for us and then left. Now, I don't want to be in that situation where we're thinking, okay, Ramsdale starting in goal for us next season, and then on the transfer window, he's gone. And then we're left with McCarthy and Lumley again.
Yeah. It's tough, isn't it?
Or Bazunu. You know. And I look at them keepers and I'm like, all 3 of them, I'd sell them all.
Wow, you're harsh. Who do you want to sign then? In an ideal world.
In an ideal world?
Yeah. Given your position and what's going on, in an ideal world, who would you sign?
I'd steal Johansson from Stoke.
Okay. I personally would say that Southampton are probably a better proposition for a player than Stoke. I would. So, I guess who knows? Oh, it's not a bad shout, though. Not a bad shout at all.
But then does that go along the lines of spending too much money?
You have to spend. You're going to have no choice.
Yeah, but is a keeper like that too much money?
Yeah, but you're going to bring it in. Ramsdale, Diblin. Who else is going to go? Maybe even Arwood Bellis. He might go as well. You'll bring in a decent amount of money selling them players.
I think Harwood Bellis, considering the contract he's on and half how he's performed and stuff like that, he's probably one of them players where I think, you know what? You actually probably owe us a season in the Championship.
Maybe.
There's certain players I look at and go, you know what? You should stay. Like if Bednarak wants to go, he's already done his go down, try, get back up. Now, Ryan Manning is probably the first player that has turned round and said, I'm going to stay. I'm quite happy for him to stay. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's done okay in the Premier League as like a bench player, and he does want it.
I remember a player saying, I'm definitely staying at this club years ago. Sol Campbell, was it?
I know quite a few players who've done that. I am definitely staying. I'm definitely playing when we get relegated. Oh, look, you move.
Some players get forced out, though, don't they? And it might not be down to them. I'm not convinced that Sol Campbell is one of them players that got forced out.
But I've seen it many times. You get relegated, and then it's like, I am definitely staying. Oh, that's a really nice, juicy contract over there.
Yeah.
It's like that meme, innit, with that guy that's drinking their interview and him he's going, oh, yeah, you know, I'm definitely staying, but if I don't get exactly what I want...
But that doesn't mean that the new manager comes in and goes, Ryan Manning, he's my left back for me, because you might find that Fark comes in, let's say, and he goes, Junior Firpo's the left back for me.
Yeah.
And Leeds go, you know what? He's not that good of a left back sometimes. We'll let him go.
This is the thing. Obviously, Firpo's had a good season for us, but he's out of contract. And apparently, he is looking at a move. And of all the players that we need, all the positions we need, you sort of look at your players that you need. If Firpo does go, we need a new left back. The only player we've been solidly linked with by anyone who with what I would call credibility has stated that, how do you word it? Bellardi, Argentinian centre-back, got capped, plays for Marseille, he's the captain of Marseille. Obviously, he can't be too bad. They're Champions League aspirants and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, do we need a centre-back? Is this the position we should be looking at a new player? We need a left-back, we need a midfielder, we need a number 10, we need a striker, and we definitely need a goalkeeper. And we're sort of like...
That sounds like Arsenal.
Need a striker, he scored 95 goals.
Yeah, well, apparently it's not enough.
And our striker got golden boot. But
95 goals, that means they average 2 goals a game.
Yeah, but he scored 6 of those.
That's
goals
impressive.
Against Stoke alone.
Oh, that's just a one player, though.
Yeah, but what my point is everyone bangs on about Pirro. And yeah, he is good, and I do rate him. But...
Is he Premier League?
I don't know.
You don't know until he goes there.
What worries me is the Jekyll and Hyde nature of how he is. There's 2 Pirros, and you don't know which one's turning up. You've got the one who is absolutely fucking useless, and the one who is unplayable. But the problem is, I don't think the unplayable Pirro turns up enough to warrant keeping him as our main number 9.
See,
does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen enough of him to have that kind of opinion, so I don't know. I've seen him have a couple of good games.
I think potentially our strike force could be good if we keep him, which I mentioned the other week, having Armstrong, Diaz and Archer.
Yeah,
I think that would be a really good championship front three.
That destroys the championship. That scores more than 95 goals.
But they've got to get off to a good start because they are players that are low on confidence that need to
arrange some
get
of them
off to a good
where
start.
you know your strikers are going to hit 2 or 3 a game, do you?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but you
just to
say
get him
that.
hitting
Look
the
at
back
our
of the
start of
net.
the season. Our start of the season, Joseph was banging him in for fun in pre-season. First game, it all just went to shit for him, and it just never recovered.
You think he's a player that will go out the door?
Realistically, we need him to go to a high-profile loan. So, for example, Ipswich, Southampton, someone in the Championship. He needs to go out on loan to those clubs and perform.
Yeah.
Because he had a really good season 2 seasons ago where he played a few sporadic moments. The Chelsea game, for example, where he scored 2 against Premier League opposition, looked amazing. Then he had the pre-season, was amazing, unplayable. And I'm thinking, we've got a Premier League standard striker here who's scoring against Atletico Madrid. He was having fun. Then against Pompey, he just disappeared. And then the game after, he disappeared. And then he disappeared again. And then he got replaced. Then he's popped up and put a few goals in off the bench. But he just doesn't look like the striker that he was in pre-season and the season before. So I think he needs to go to a Championship club, top half contenders.
They're going to bang a lot of goals in, basically.
Who are going to create chances for him and get the best out of him. We need. I don't want him going to someone like Stoke where he's going to be struggling for opportunity. I want him there where he's going to. Just 1 second. Okay, I can't do anything about that, dude. He needs to go somewhere where the chances are going to be created for him, and he is their main man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So someone like City, Birmingham City.
Yeah.
I mean, their strike force is pretty good anyway.
Are they going to create that many chances, though?
The team they've got and the money they've got behind them, definitely. I think people are going to underestimate Birmingham. I think Birmingham are going to be
So you think Birmingham might do an Ipswich?
Yeah.
Yeah. They absolutely demolished League One.
Oh,
There's a big jump between League One and the Championship, though.
But no. Many teams have gone up from League One to the Championship.
I'm going to word it like this.
It's not...
The teams that tend to come...
What?
Carry on.
Killed him.
But it's like, you look at the teams that come up, it's not like the Premier League where the 3 that come up struggle and go back down. You tend to find that the teams that go down from Championship to League One tend to be teams that have been languishing around that bottom area for a little while. They've struggled for a while. They haven't got their shit together and they've gone down. The likes of Reading, for example. Reading took them three seasons to go down. But eventually, it caught up with them and they got dropped. So, when you look at it like that, the Championship have teams that have literally, they jump up and they jump up and they jump up. Birmingham, with their new ownership, their new financial backing, the players they've already got,
They probably will.
I think they will, or at least they'll be playoff contenders.
There's no reason why Wrexham can't do it
No,
either.
But yeah, playoff contenders at least, I reckon. Blues, at least.
I guess we'll see next
Or
season.
Derby with their money where they took usage from Blackburn because obviously they were potentially going to do what Birmingham did if they went down. They haven't gone down.
No,
So are they going to splash some money
possibly
in the summer?
Possibly.
Because you don't know the reason why he's jumped ship from a playoff potential team.
Because he was getting no backing at Blackburn at all.
So what backing was he going to get at Derby? So are they going to be contenders?
I hope so.
I think the thing is, the Championship is just a really interesting league, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
Well, he could get
So-
40
like you said,
points and
there's-
still get relegated.
So here you go.
yeah,
So then you've got the playoff teams. So you've got Sheffield United, Coventry, who have been battling the playoffs every single year. Sunderland. 2 of them aren't going up. So they're going to be up there as well.
well, you'd
So
like to think
again,
so,
you're
wouldn't you?
thinking that there's no guarantee that these 3 teams coming down are going straight back up, because probably not.
Well, you'd have to think that they probably. I mean, I know we keep banging on about it, but given the record, you could have got 24 points and survived in the Premier League this season. That's crazy.
Well, no, that's not true.
I'm sure they're on 22, aren't they, Leicester? Or
They're
Ipswich,
getting
or-
relegated.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So West Ham could have got like 25 points and still survived.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
That's mental to me.
potentially.
We've got to hit 40 points to survive. 40 points is your total. 25 and they could have survived.
And yet,
That's bonkers.
you needed 50 points to stay alive in the Championship. 50 points this season.
20, half of that would have survived in the Premier League.
So literally,
That's madness
Luton
to
got
me.
relegated
It's
on
only 8 games.
49 points.
More.
Yeah, but do you not see how crazy that
I know.
is, though? And that's what I mean, is like, because them three had such a bad season, are any of them going back up? It's going to take some work.
Well, it's like Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton's 2025 record up until like the weekend just gone. They'd only won 3 games between us in 2025. PSG had won 4 games against Premier League opposition in 2025. So that tells you how bad that is. PSG have won more games against Premier League opposition than the 3 teams in the relegation zone in 2025.
Shocking, isn't it? That's shocking. That's shocking.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Obviously now Leicester have obviously made it that, you know,
They've equalled it.
they've equalled it.
Well, at least they've equalled it then. That's far less embarrassing.
Here's a nice little last stat then. Only 8 teams in the Championship history have won 100, achieved 100 points or more.
Yeah.
2 of them have been this season.
Yep.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's a quarter of all the results one season. So you had Reading in 2005-2006, Sunderland 98-99, Newcastle 2009-2010, Leicester 2013-14, Fulham 2001. Burnley had done it twice.
They're the first team to do it twice, I think.
Yeah. So they did it in 2023 and then this
Fair
year.
play to Burnley.
But yeah,
They know how to go back up.
it's only been done
Yeah, don't they just-
8 times.
Don't know how to stay up.
No.
Like the new Norwich, aren't they?
Yeah.
The yo-yoing.
But then the yo-yo comes to an end because you say that about West Brom.
Oh, yeah.
There's only so long you can yo-yo
Norwich
for.
are no longer getting back
Obviously,
promoted, are they?
Burnley are knowing how to do it at the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, though. Right, I think what we'll do then is we shall take break number 2.
Yeah.
And we shall see you very shortly.
Should we even tell people he's not here, or should we just try and make it out that he's just really quiet for it? I think that might be funnier. See if anybody noticed. Why were you quiet for the whole part?
Hello and welcome back from the break to part 3 of episode 80. Episode 80.
Yeah.
And we're just going to talk shite again. Anything you want to bring up, talk about?
Nothing actually in particular this week, because nothing really.
There's nothing really gone on.
Nothing really happened.
There's been no boxing. There's been no.
No.
I don't think there's been any golf. I don't really watch golf myself anyway, to be fair.
No, I don't think there was really anything. I went to see the new Marvel film this week, Thunderbolts. I went to cinema.
What's that like?
It was.
I can't remember the last time I went
it's
to the cinema.
okay. It was okay. It's not.
It's not a
the
great
greatest.
glowing
It was
report,
a bit
you know,
better. I know that. It was funny. You know, David Harbour, very funny. Who's obviously in Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
He's very funny as Red Guardian. So there were a few comedy bits. Bob was, funny.
So wait for it to
Alina.
come out and watch it on telly then. It's probably a better thing than going to the cinema for it.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, I didn't pay because I get me 2 free tickets each month for
with
me
your
Sky
phone thing.
Cinema.
Oh, right.
For
Okay.
having Sky Cinema, so me, Yov and Ad went to see that, and it was like I say, it was okay. It wasn't anything spectacular. Maybe Fantastic Four is probably going to be the next bigger one, hopefully, and that will hopefully set up, because obviously we've got new Avengers coming out next year. I think that is.
I've never watched an Avengers movie.
Aren't you?
No.
Oh.
Never watched an Avengers movie. Would you recommend it?
Absolutely. If you're going all the way through, obviously, Marvel going up through it, knowing all the stories, getting to finishing with Endgame is superb. Now it's best film since Endgame. Is it? It might just about be the best film since Endgame. It's nowhere near as good as Endgame, because that's like the top.
So you reckon that I should probably go through that particular franchise then and give it a watch?
If you're into Marvel and superheroes and that, then
I mean, I'm not against it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go out. I'm not a great movie watcher, to be honest, unless it's
long
a comedy.
Films, though.
Yeah, but I don't mind long films. I don't mind as long as the movie's good.
Yeah.
I don't mind sitting and watching it. Like, I am definitely more for comedy than anything else.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you sat there and you're on your Netflix and chill evenings and you just sat and flicking. I will stick to the comedy section generally and just watch comedies because I'm not.
I mean, sometimes it is nice to go to cinema, etc. And
I can't remember the last time I went to cinema. You're probably talking 15 years ago, maybe a bit longer.
Oh, right. This is a long time.
I think, if memory serves, the last time I went was I went to watch one of the Harry Potter films with an ex of mine.
Oh, right.
And it was the one that had all the spiders in.
Yeah.
I'm not too au fait on the whole Harry Potter series, but...
This is where we'll find out that every single one of them have got spiders in.
No. I think there's one in particular that has the main spider, this huge, fucking massive thing. And I went to watch that with an ex of mine probably in 2008.
Yeah.
Maybe. Long time ago. I think that was the last time I actually went to the cinema.
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, a long time ago. Not really a cinema goer, as you may have just worked out.
Yeah.
Not really for me. I don't really like the fact that there's other people there. Bothers me.
I don't know, the way the seats are now, it's quite... They're all recliners and all that sort of stuff now. It's quite comfortable. It's a lot more comfortable than it used to be.
I'm not very tolerant. So, like, if you sat there watching a film, certainly if you're enjoying it, you sat watching a film, and all you can hear is you've either got someone smacking their chops to the side of you, which if you do that, you are one of the worst human beings on the planet. So you've got someone smacking the chops to the side of you, which is fucking infuriating. Or, all the way through, you've got someone going, I'm like, oh my God, just want to punch him. I can't.
I don't remember having any of that on on Thursday.
I remember a lot of that from when I used to go to the cinema, and now I'm just like, I just don't have the patience to sit through while other people are irritating me. I just can't do it.
Oh, who knows? Maybe one day you might have to venture out.
Maybe, we'll see, but I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I'm too intolerant of, human beings.
Yeah.
And very impatient.
Yeah.
So I'm not really a good person for a cinema. But we'll see. Maybe, who knows? If there's a film that comes out that looks absolutely amazing, I may venture out with you at some point just to see what it's all about in this day and age.
Maybe.
Because it's been many moons since I last went to this.
I was going to say, it looked like there were a couple of films coming out, like there's a new Jurassic Park coming out, and that looked quite good.
A new Jurassic Park, though. Jurassic Park's been done.
Different. Yeah, but it's been done and then it got done again.
Badly.
No, I think they were all right.
The first one was good.
Yeah.
But it only needed the first one. That was Jurassic Park.
But you've got about 6 now.
I know. You shouldn't have. You should have 1.
No, it's okay to have more. Some of it is okay.
I'm going to have to sit through some of these films to fully sort of make my... Because I'd seen the first Jurassic Park, which obviously didn't end well. Yeah. So I watched the first Jurassic Park and I'm like, okay,
the first one is by far the greatest.
I like the idea of what they've come up with. Yeah. This essentially a farm for dinosaurs. I'm like, okay, great. That sounds like something that I'd be interested in watching. Watched it. Film was great. Obviously went a bit tits up. I'm like, okay, it's a good film. And then Jurassic Park 2, Jurassic Park this, Jurassic Park that. And I'm like, why?
Well, it goes Jurassic World, doesn't it? And that was good with Chris Pratt or whatever his name. And that was good. I enjoyed that one.
It only needed one. It's like E.T. You don't need E.T. 2 or E.T. The Next Step or whatever you would call another E.T. It just is what... The Flight of the Navigator. You don't need a sequel. It's The Flight of the Navigator was what it was, an amazing film, brilliant, great, done. That's what Jurassic Park should have been. The problem is now things get rehashed so much because nobody's got any imagination anymore.
Yeah.
Or they'll come up with something, and somebody sat around the table and go, "You can't do that because of this. You can't do that because of that. You're not inclusive enough."
Yeah. Well, it's like where you watch all the when you're on Disney Plus, and when you stick on like Jungle Book, and it gets the message in front of it going, "These are not our views" and stuff like that.
Oh, that's just the worst thing in the world.
And I swear it's just because they've got the girl at the end that goes down to the water and she's fetching the water, and I think it's purely for that.
Possibly. This is not our sexist view of how women. So behave.
It just.
Get a grip. Get a grip. No. Do you know anybody that sits on a sofa and looks at their lady and goes, "Get me, fetch me"? I don't know anybody like that.
I think I may sit on the sofa sometimes and go, "Can you get me a drink, please, babe?"
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm on
I mean, I don't have one of them anymore. No. So unfortunately, I have to go get my own.
Yeah, sat there sort of clicking their fingers, demanding for stuff.
That's what my kids do.
I mean,
Daddy, go get me a drink.
Yeah.
What? And you're missing something? Go get me a drink. Still missing something.
Yeah.
Waiting for the please to come, which eventually does come, and then I'll go.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've sat on a sofa and I've looked at my lady and gone, "Oh, is there any chance you can get me a drink while you're in there?" But it's not. I'm on about like a demanding thing, like an expectant thing.
Yeah.
You should get me a drink. You should go and do this. You should go and do that.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody like that? Because I don't. I know women that will sit there and go, "Get me a drink. Go and cook me. Go do this. Go do that."
Yeah.
But I don't know any men that do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. He probably does do it, to be fair.
Probably why I'm single.
He's got that look about him. You were married 12 years. It's hardly... I mean, I know technically it's a failed marriage because you're no longer married. Sorry, I just did the mic stand. It's not what I would consider a failure of a marriage. If you'd been married 6 months, I'd be like, mate, that was a failure. That was just wrong. Plus, you're not the reason it broke down, so... It's not your fault, mate.
No.
Not your fault.
Not part of the reason.
Are you? I don't want to go into detail, obviously, about your marriage, but are you?
I'm involved.
You were involved in the marriage?
Yeah.
You weren't involved in the breakup?
No.
I can assure you were the last fucking person that was involved in your breakup.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Right now, I'm thinking it's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I mean, I'm quite glad that you look at it from that point of view, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's quite refreshing. It's quite nice to hear as well.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the future.
See, whereas I can look at my...
I'm looking forward to the future.
I can look at my relationship.
Yeah.
And go, that probably was my doing. The actual breakup was my doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that walked away.
Yeah.
So I was the cause of the breakup, per se.
Yeah.
The reasons that I walked away were not my fault, I don't think.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to go into details, but...
No.
But yeah, I was definitely the cause of my actual breakdown. You weren't the cause of any of yours. Any of it. So it's just one of them things that you were landed with a shit situation that you had to deal with, and you've dealt with it, and luckily you've come out feeling better, which is great news.
I feel great right now.
That's good.
That may come out in future episodes. Not just yet, but...
I imagine it probably will, but a long way into
we'll
the
see
future.
where we go. But things look
you still
promising.
Got to technically deal with your divorce first.
Things look promising.
Good. I'm glad. Sorry, something you said earlier in my head, and it's making me laugh. But yeah, I'm glad you're in a better space now. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, but
now it's. That's how you did it on purpose.
Yeah, I did.
Right. I now need to focus on getting myself sorted because I need to become healthier.
Yeah.
And I need to become fitter and stronger.
Yeah.
Both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
I think because there's certain things I do. I'm one of these people, right, that if you come to me, now I'm gonna take this to the absolute extreme, just as the example of what I'm like, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you were to come to me and say, you'd broken my favourite pen,
Yeah.
right, I'd be fucking devastated. And it would bother me for ages.
Yeah.
Right? But if you would come to me and say the world is ending, I'd be like, nothing you can do about it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Major things I can deal with so easily. It doesn't bother
Yeah.
me. Like the relationship breakdown.
Yeah.
Because it's a big thing. I'm just like, okay, deal with it. You need to do this, 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 and this, and get on with it.
Yeah.
But something small, like if my tyre popped, I'd lose my fucking mind about it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why I'm like this, James. I don't understand why I'm like this.
Yeah.
Like, tiny little things that happen fucking drive me insane. But then something major happens, and I'm just like, oh, it is what it is. What do you want to do about it?
Please
just get on with it.
Don't do that again.
What's that?
You call me James. I know that's my name, but I don't think you've ever called me
fair,
James in my life.
I'll be honest, felt weird.
Yeah.
Felt a bit
I
weird.
didn't get... When that came out your mouth, I was like... When have you ever called me James?
You're sat there thinking, am I in fucking trouble here?
That is my name, by the way. My name is James, but I
Hence the
don't
reason we
think
call
it's
him Jim.
ever...
No, I've never called you
Most
James
people
before. I'm not
do
quite sure where that comes from.
call me James, but...
Do they really?
Yeah. Because
It's
that's
like-
my actual name.
It's like
So,
when people talk to Tin Ribs.
Yeah.
They call him Dave. I can't get my head around that.
yeah.
I'm like, even his mum.
Yeah.
She come around the other day and I'm like, you're going to have to stop calling him that because it just
Yeah.
doesn't compute with me.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
His name's Tin Ribs. Like, we need to just agree that his name's Tin Ribs and just move on. 'Cause, yeah, it's weird. It felt weird.
My mate thought his name was Tim Ribs.
Is that true?
Yeah. So the
Wow.
other day he thought I was being weird because he actually understood that I said tin. He was like, "Why are you saying tin?" I was like, "That's his name." I thought it was Tim, and it was like, "No, his name's
suppose
Dave."
It is quite.
And so it did not compute.
That's not confusing at all, is it?
No.
It's just completely different name.
It makes you wonder how many people are actually thinking that we're perhaps saying Tim.
Daisy calls him Tim.
Yeah,
I think Daisy thinks his name is Tim
yeah,
because she calls him Tim Ribs.
yeah,
And I haven't had the heart to correct her. She's only
Yeah.
6, so I just let her get on with it. But that's quite funny.
yeah,
When Daisy goes, Tim.
yeah. Yeah, I
Let her get on
thought
with it, it's fine.
it was kind of funny
I
the
suppose
other day.
it's a lot easier to guess your name when we call you Jim in the first place.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no real
Hardly a secret,
surprise
is it,
there.
really? But yeah, no, that felt a bit strange.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I'll be doing that again.
yeah.
Thought I'd try it out. Didn't like it.
But I did go to the gym one day last week.
Good.
So I did go once, and then I had the kids on some mornings, and the day after, I went to darts on the Monday night, and I had a few beers on the Monday night.
What's a few?
5 or 6.
That's a lot.
So getting up at 5 a.m.
That's a lot, 5 or 6 beers, I think, is a lot.
to get up at 5 a.m. Yeah, I didn't want to. I woke up at that time and went, not today.
I mean, to be fair, you're talking to someone that's teetotal, so
Yeah.
one is it's a decent amount to me.
Yeah.
I'm probably the wrong person to talk to on it.
So I'm like, so that just didn't happen, and then I played football Friday night, which was good. I managed to play 2 weeks on the bounce.
I don't go to gym on a Friday if I know I'm playing football that evening, because I'm like, I don't want to go and knacker myself at the gym and then be absolutely terrible at football in the afternoon, you see.
I mean, I know I'm not at the gym tomorrow because I'm going out with my dad tomorrow. I'm going on a walk
Yeah, but at least there's-
tomorrow.
that's
So there's a
exercise.
lot, and that's going to be quite a tough walk as well, because that's going to be a lot of miles going into that, hills, etc.
That's exercise.
And that's
that
part
counts.
of the preparation for a trip that I'm going on in the end of July.
Okay, what are you
Hopefully.
doing on the trip? Is it a walking trip?
It should be like a walking trip. It's
Hiking
with
thing.
our football group. So,
Okay.
so that should be a good.
The Friday night
laugh.
football?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm going on that as well.
yeah. I didn't know if you're going to put it out into the world. Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah,
It's fine. You're on about because of the kids?
yeah.
Yeah, no. It basically is on about because I have issues
Yeah,
with
I
my
didn't
exes
want
where
to-
my kids are concerned.
And I know that you say that they're listening to this, so I was kind of like not going to say, "Oh, you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
this."
They listen to this because
Yeah.
they like to know if I'm slagging them off at any
Yeah.
point. But I haven't used the name, so it doesn't
But yeah,
matter
but I want to
But no.
be prepared for doing this walk as well, especially.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do something to prepare because otherwise my legs are just going to hurt.
And you don't exactly have a history with good calves. And I believe that the walking and the hills and stuff does use your calf muscles quite a lot.
Well, both of my calves went on me when we went to Macclesfield to play football.
Yeah.
I had to come off, I think it was about 10 minutes early.
Yeah.
Because I got severe cramp in both calves. And it was excruciating.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
So obviously you won't be running, but obviously it's more gradual if you're doing 10 miles or so.
Well, I had it advised to me that the best thing to strengthen your legs, if you're not, because I don't do treadmills because the constant banging on the treadmill affects my knees because my knees are knackered and I'm overweight, which obviously doesn't help. So I was told that a bike was the best way to go about it, like the exercise bike.
Yeah.
Or an actual road bike, but I don't own a road bike.
Yeah.
I've never really cycled anyway because I just see it as work rather than joyous. So I use the exercise bike in the gym a lot to try and strengthen my legs. And obviously I do a lot of leg days, which are horrific. Yeah. And they are painful, but
getting
meant
stronger.
to help, so I do that as well.
So hopefully you will get to the point where you'll be able to
I may need
withstand.
to maybe go on some walks at some point.
Because obviously I have got my walking boots now and I've got some nice comfy socks, so I'll put them. I've worn them to work this week and they are comfortable, so hopefully tomorrow I'll put on the thick socks, I'll put these boots on and go for a nice walk. Hopefully the weather's going to be... I'm kind of hoping it's going to be a bit like this, where the weather right now is dry and okay, but not too warm, so I imagine...
Take it back.
Why?
We want it warm. We want it sunny and warm and joyous.
Yeah.
Because we love the sun.
I do. I was going to say most of this week I've had a beer after work this week in the beer garden. It's nice. It's nice to go for...
I mentioned sun,
I say
and the first thing you think about is having a beer.
Well, not a beer. I had a cider, actually. Kiwi and lime. You know, with some ice in a glass. It's
just not appealing to me because alcohol just isn't...
You can have non-alcoholic version.
Why would I rather just have a Coke?
Yeah.
Sit there chilling with a Coke.
Depends if it's full fat Coke or Diet Coke or anything. Coke Zero.
That's what I drink in a minute. Coke Zero.
So yeah.
Less sugar.
Less sugar.
I'm too fat to be taking on that much sugar these days. I need to level up and lose a bit of weight, I think.
Yeah.
That's got to be my focus now.
I was going to say, I mean, I want to get, like I said, my aim is to try lose that stone if I can. One last stone and I should be happy. I think any less, I think I might start to look unwell.
See when you get there. See how you feel when you've lost your stone.
Yeah. But
so
I'm maintaining a certain
I think
level.
I need to lose at least 3. I'd like to be down to 12.5, so I've got 3 stone to lose.
It's kind of where I'm at now, so the 12.5 is where I want to be. I want to be fluctuating anywhere between 12, say 12.4 and 12.9 would be ideal. Like, however the week goes, because at the moment I'm fluctuating between like 13.5 and 13.12 at the moment. So that's why I want to lose that.
I'd love to be down to 13. So I need to start putting some serious effort into it, going to the gym and putting some real effort into weight loss.
But then I've noticed, like football, I've really got to change the way that I play, because obviously I use my weight to my advantage, and now I haven't got that advantage anymore. I think I'm a little bit quicker than I was, because obviously I've got less weight holding me back. Yeah. So...
Always a bonus.
Yeah.
It's always a bonus. I need to work
and
on
it felt a little bit easier
to make it through
run.
the hour.
Yeah, running's a lot easier than I ever found it before.
Well. So you're battling that as well as the extra weight, which obviously
that would have been really bad. You know, when I was running before, like I was doing a 10k at like 16 stone.
That's a lot.
You know what? That is quite tough.
Especially
and I could do it, but it was tough. I'm not running for the whole 10k. I'm running probably 5k of that 10k when I was doing that then. And we're talking 10 years ago probably when I was doing that. because I would I'd run a K, walk a K, run a K, and take it in turns. Whereas, like when I went to the gym, I could run 20 minutes, full on solid, which is what I did on Monday morning last week. I just got on the treadmill. I went on a bike and stayed on the bike for 25 minutes. Jumped on the treadmill, 20 minutes, solid, just running.
Nice. I can't do that. I get so bored. On a bike and on the treadmill, I get so
It was more
bored.
determination. I was just sat there thinking, how long can I actually run for quite comfortably? And, and I could have done longer, but I didn't want to absolutely cripple my legs for the day.
What pace were you running at?
A comfortable pace.
So you weren't, like, running, you were jogging?
I was jogging at speed enough to get my heart rate up at, I think it was about 170.
That's quite high.
Per minute, which is high.
170 is quite high. Fucking hell. You say that like it's not. I was expecting you to say like 140.
It's slightly above it's in the red. 170 is in the red for my age because it says about 160. So it was about 10 beats per minute above the recommended workout.
Okay.
But not like in the danger zone. I was just inside the red zone.
Say 170.
I didn't want to.
It's quite high. Like it's hell of a heartbeat. That is.
Yeah, but only for my age. If I was younger, I'd be all right.
Yeah, we're not. We're old as fuck now. We have to just accept the fact that we're wrinklies and that we can't do what we used to be able to do. And I can't go and sit in an all-you-can-eat for 3 hours and still weigh 11 stone when I walk out. It doesn't work like that anymore.
I don't think I could enjoy an all-you-can-eat right now because I can't eat that much. My meals are definitely got to the point where, I went for breakfast this morning. I'm not going to Wetherspoons and ordering a large breakfast anymore because I can't finish it. I'm getting to a point now where I can't finish it, and that's a good place to be.
It's a wonderful place to be. That's where I need to get to.
Because I would I could used to say if I went out for breakfast before when I was married, I would have a large breakfast at Wetherspoons. I would order extras on that breakfast, whether or not it be extra bacon, extra sausage and stuff like that. I would take everything off my wife's plate that she did not want to eat and finish off a lot. And potentially I could eat more.
Yeah, it's not good. All right, so what would you recommend? Would you recommend me intermittent fasting? Which is what I was thinking of doing. It's like not eating from, say, sort of 10 o'clock at night till I finish work the next day, which is probably going to be about 15 hours. Maybe a bit more.
You've got that option. You've got that. Or you cut something out that you want that you don't want in your life. So if you know that you've got something that you eat lots of chocolate, do you then then just go to your body and shock your body and go, I'm not going to eat any chocolate at all, but it's the only thing that you cut out. So you carry on eating exactly the same, but you cut out chocolate as your first port of call, and you try do 2 weeks without having a single piece of chocolate.
Well, let's start with a week because we do the podcast weekly.
Yeah.
So if we say today's day one.
Yeah. So you literally go,
I have had chocolate today. Right?
Yeah.
I will own up.
Yeah.
I've had chocolate this morning. But if I now say that I'm not going to have chocolate between now and next recording.
Yeah. Or then you perhaps go on after that and then once your body gets used to it, you'll stop losing weight at that point anyway because your body won't be expecting it. So then you've got to shock your body again. So you could go, right, I'm going to now go.
We've got 4 minutes.
So then you turn round the next time.
Bear with me.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 2 minutes. Bear with me.
Yeah. Problem is, so he's gone and disappeared, and Tin has been very quiet for quite a while.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Oh, he is still here. No, he is still here.
I am still here. I've got my lad, and I've just had to sort of go and do a few things. And because this was a section that I normally not talking very much anyway, it just seemed like I was like, I can just go and disappear and do what I need to do. So, but yeah.
We're going to wait till the end and go, you're quiet.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And then it was like, okay.
But no, it's all good. On the whole, like, what you're talking about, weight and everything, I need to get into the mentality of trying to do things about my own physique. I want to put weight on, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
And obviously I've...
Healthy weight gain.
Yeah, but it's sort of like...
Not like I'm going to eat loads of cake because you don't want it to go on your gut.
No, I literally want to do arms and chest. Kind of.
Yeah.
Last time I weighed myself a long time ago, I was 16 stone 6.
Yeah.
Just weighed myself for the point of seeing whether chocolate makes a difference. Out of breath running up and down the stairs. See how fat I am.
Yeah.
Right, so...
He's lying. He didn't run up and downstairs. He ran to the local weigh station and climbed onto the plate.
Okay,
that might be accurate, but it's upsetting. Right, so I've just weighed myself.
Yeah.
Smack on 16 stone.
Okay.
Right, so I'll go from today till next Sunday.
Yeah.
No chocolate at all. I'll carry on the way I'm going.
Yeah.
Just no chocolate.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it makes a difference in 7 days' time.
Yeah.
Smack on 16. It was.
Okay. So where I was going with along them lines is that you can do the no chocolate thing and you shock your body, so then your body's thinking, okay, I might need to lose something here. And then the next time that your body needs a shock, you might turn around and go, right, what's the next thing that I eat
I already know what my next thing will be.
And it might be like chips or something like that. And you might go, okay, let's cut out some carbs from my diet.
What, on the 4th?
Or it's crisps, you know. But the most important thing is that you're not going to make yourself miserable. Because if you make yourself miserable and unhappy, then you're not going to stick to it.
Right, okay, so no chocolate at all from now until next Sunday.
Yeah.
And I will message you both if I fail, so you'll know that I've fallen off the wagon, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what way I am next Sunday then. And I'll just carry on doing what I'm doing.
Have you got a lot in the house, though?
Yes.
To tempt you, so that's the hardest part.
But there's 3 small Easter eggs in the fridge, which is where chocolate's meant to be. It's meant to be in the fridge. Do not judge me.
Not all chocolate is meant to be in the fridge.
All chocolate's meant to be... Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
You can't stick a double-decker in the fridge.
Why?
You break your teeth because it's too hard.
Don't you be nodding and all.
Fucking right.
It's like when we came to yours and you're like giving us a Mars bar that you've stuck in the freezer.
Amazing, by the way.
Not amazing, because
if you had fillings or false teeth or anything, you bite into that, you open your mouth and they've been removed.
Like an Easter egg, like thin chocolate, absolutely perfect, cold, absolutely brilliant. But if you've got like double-decker Mars bar, it's supposed to be soft.
In the fridge, I've got Easter eggs, which
I'll
gonna,
give you that.
I'm going to go and take them to my mate's house when I go up in a bit.
Yeah.
And the kids can have them.
Yeah.
Okay. But I've also got Ripple. Galaxy Ripple.
I'm okay with that in the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Galaxy Ripple, yeah.
Okay, that's
because it's not supposed to be a soft chocolate. Mars bar, double-decker, it's supposed to be soft because it's like nugget kind of thing and that tastes better soft.
I think you're both pansies, personally. But...
You shouldn't be breaking your teeth. If it's to bend it, you shouldn't be doing it. If you can't
bending chocolate
when you're biting the end off, if you can't bite the end off because it's that hard, you shouldn't be in the fridge.
Sounded way more sexual than it should have done. That did, mate. Right, I think on that note we're going to call it. So yes, we'll see if I weigh any less than 16 stone with no chocolate next week. Then.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for being here for most of it, Tim. And being very quiet in part 3.
Yeah.
I did explain that while you ran off to the weigh station.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he did come in because it was kind of like, okay, am I going to talk to myself?
You could have just talked to yourself for a bit.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't talk to yourself most of the time anyway.
I do talk to myself, especially when I'm in the house
Gives
on my own.
himself horrific advice.
It's the most intelligent conversation I have.
No, no, that's fucking bollocks. Right, anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Well, I am going to try and get this back on audio only as soon as I can, hopefully some point this week. I'll try and get the RSS address moved over to Podbean, which is where we're going to be, boys. So as soon as I've sorted it, I'll send you both the link and you can both send it out on your socials and get other people into it again. So thank you very much for joining us, and we shall see you lovely, lovely people next week.